Hello, my name is Sophie. I used to work in mental health. I currently am disabled, so I don't work in mental health anymore, but I'm extremely passionate about the importance of rhetoric and the importance of speaking properly regarding mental health and regarding the terrible rhetoric regarding unhoused people connecting with mental health. The reason why I think this conversation is really important is because I have seen two clips now on two different channels, CNN and Fox News, that two Fox News contributors calling for either the permanent institutions of a person who is mentally unwell, who is schizophrenic for life, or for someone who is mentally ill and unhoused to be euthanized. So these are the clips, and I'll kind of unpack them after.
Life because he was threatening the public. He was a menace to society.
He should have been locked away for life for what now?
He should have schizophrenia.
You want him to?
You actually said that. I can't believe you actually said that. Somebody should be locked away in jail forever for schizophrenia.
Isolated.
Did you really say that?
Isolated.
Did you really say that?
In an institution.
Is this actually?
Institutionalized. What you're saying is that this man should have been roaming the streets.
I'm saying that you don't lock people in prison for schizophrenia.
An institution.
What kind of institutions in terms of mental health care services?
Yes.
If you're talking about providing full wraparound services for people, I understand that, but at some point, people do get out when they have been treated and rehabilitated.
Sure, but that didn't happen here. He didn't go to an institution at all.
But you're
and
advocating.
So he stabbed a woman.
Are
said
you
he should be locked away for life.
There's thousands and thousands of people in America, more than tens, hundreds of thousands, who have been diagnosed with schizophrenia that are walking around and that are leading fairly normal lives because they are under treatment.
A lot of people
so
who are mentally
are we going to lock
violent.
up everybody with schizophrenia for life?
He demonstrated violent proclivities repeatedly.
You said he should be locked away for life for schizophrenia.
That is what you said. He should be institutionalized, yes. And if you're saying he should not, you're saying that young women like you and me are basically just, we're lambs into the slaughter. You go on public transportation in this city, that could happen to any single one of us.
I use public transit constantly. That is completely unhinged, frankly. People shouldn't be locked away for mental illness. They should be treated for it.
In an institution. Yes.
For life?
Let's start with the CNN. It is clear as day that what she is doing is trying to be as racist and as let's just throw people in and not let them live their lives as possible, and it's very frustrating. These conversations, if you're going to have conversations regarding mental health ever, there needs to be a mental health professional, because what she was saying was probably one of the most insane things I've ever heard. What the fuck do you mean you're putting someone who needs to be institutionalized for fucking life because they have schizophrenia? That is abhorrent. I want to make something very clear. Schizophrenia can be managed if someone is on the correct treatment, correct medication, and correct treatment, CBT, DBT. It depends on the type of treatment that they need. They don't need to be institutionalized. The reason why this horrific incident happened in North Carolina was because of the failures of the system. The system knew when he was in jail that he was schizophrenic. Did they give him any medication, any follow-ups, any therapists when he got out? No. They just let him go. No backup plans, nothing. That's a failure of the system, okay? What happened to that poor young woman is inexcusable. But you have to look at the broader picture. People with mental illness do not need to be institutionalized for life. And what she said was disgusting, and I completely condemn it. And I truly wish if anyone is talking about mental health, they actually have a mental health professional, or they have someone who doesn't say bullshit like this.
They have given billions of dollars to mental health and the homeless population. A lot of them don't want to take the programs. A lot of them don't want to get the help that is necessary. You can't give them a choice. Either you take the resources that we're going to give you, or you decide that you're going to be locked up in jail. That's the way it has to be now.
Or involuntary lethal injection or something. Just kill him.
Yeah, Brian, why?
Now, Brian Kilmeade, he needs to be fired. Yeah, you heard me right. He has not been fired. Brian Kilmeade has not been fired after saying that people who are mentally unwell and unhoused should be euthanized. Do you know how many unhoused people there are in the United States? 800,000 people. That is a genocide. Brian Kilmeade was basically saying he wants to have a genocide because people are unhoused and people are mentally ill. Not saying that there's a failure of the system. And also to the other man who honestly makes me so angry because he's such a disgrace to people of color. Like, what are you fucking doing? But him saying, like, we can't have them have a choice. They need to accept it or not. Most of them don't want to take it. Where are you getting that from? The reason why there is not enough mental health professionals is because of the lack of budgeting, the lack of funds, not because we're giving them billions. And also, y'all are fine with giving billions and millions of dollars to Israel for committing a genocide. So I don't know what the fuck you're talking about, complaining about helping people with mental health. Like, enough. Enough. What's really pissing me off is them consistently saying, well, they need to just accept it. And most of the time, they don't even want to accept it. This proves they know nothing. I have been in many different organizations, nonprofits. We have wait lists for a reason. It's because of the lack of funding, because of the burnouts from social workers, because we are exhausted from the tough cases. It is not because people do not want help. That is fucking insane. And to complain about it when our budget for the Pentagon is over $1 trillion is ridiculous. We spend more money to go to fucking war and illegally bomb people in Venezuela than we do for our own people in America. So I don't want to hear that bullshit. The point of the matter is this rhetoric that you're seeing more and more about how there needs to be nice. There's a reason for it because Trump is trying to criminalize poor people because he does not believe that instead of giving unhoused people public housing, I don't know, maybe raising the minimum wage to, I don't know, a livable wage, which should be $30. Let's be fucking for real. We can afford it. We can afford it. My point is that this rhetoric is incredibly dangerous, and this rhetoric is going to get people killed. There is 800,000 people last year that were unhoused. That includes babies and children. For Fox News to just be like, he just needs to apologize, it's fine. Shame on Fox News. Even Fox News should have some sort of standard, but of course they don't. So I will forever be calling for the firing of Brian Kilmeade. You should be fired. You should not have a job. People who condemned Charlie Kirk's words but said violence is not the answer, they've lost jobs. But people who have said, oh, you should be institutionalized forever for having schizophrenia and you should be euthanized for having a mental illness and being unhoused aren't fired is fucking ridiculous. It needs to show you all the doubled standards of the right and the left. So I would like to say shame on Brian Kilmeade, shame on that other bitch, and I need people to understand that unhoused people and people who are mental illness are not bad people. They need help. And there's nothing wrong with asking for help. And instead of shaming people, maybe we should actually give them help. Like public housing, raising the minimum wage, making life easier for people, making healthcare, I don't know, fucking free in the wealthiest country in the entire world. These are the things we need to think about.